Alright, well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's lair. I'm your host, Larry, and we're back for some more Warfrankenberry here today. There are some new things that they've added to Warframe, including the newer Melee update Phase 1, and also a few event things that are going on right now. The old Razorback Armada is still knocking around. If you need to do that and get a free catalyst, you might as well, and lots of cash. Always need more in-game credits. And then we've also got the Thermia Fractures in the Orb Vallis, which are just gigantic fissures of heat that are threatening to undo all of the terraforming efforts of the people in Fortuna. So you can go do that and get some sweet rewards, and then kill a special boss for the new Warframe parts. There's something here called buried debts that you have to scan some caches, some data hashes on the Orb Vallis. I have no idea how you do that or what that's for. And then there's also this thing called Nightwave. Nightwave is some guy called the Wolf of Saturn 6 has escaped, and in order to try to track him down and stop him, you have to take part in this event. Because Nightwave, this lady here whose mouth you see, is some type of pirate radio host that tells you the secret goings-on of the bourgeoisie and the underground criminal markets of Warframe. Basically what you do is you just go do some of these daily and weekly event things here that are little achievements where you kill a certain number of things in a certain way, and then as you get more rewards, you get more credits to buy all this stuff in the credit offerings. A few skin blueprints, a few helmet cosmetic blueprints that you can get, and then things like Nightane and Orokin reactors, which are always really nice to be able to buy, because otherwise they're a pain to craft. So those are all available through this system. And let's just show you guys what the cinematic looks like for it.
It's a bad moon, dreamers. Can you feel it? From my perch at Nightwave, I listen at the windows of the wealthy and well-to-do. Ever heard of Saturn 6? News to me, too. Turns out the Grenier have a max pin floating some 6 leagues deep in the gas. No one knew about it, 'cause no one ever busted out. Until now, right? Some Grenier meathead they started calling the Wolf, on account of him taking up howling at night. Decrypts say he was a model prisoner, doing the time, fabbing bombs with the rest of his Khan brothers. Apple of the Warden's eye, even. But something cracked, and now he's out there on the loose. The so-called Wolf of Saturn 6.
Alright, so that's sort of the deal. There was some sort of escape by this guy known as the Wolf. So I guess we're gonna stop him. Something that happens too when you go to open world areas of the game is you can end up having to fight prisoners and then scooping them up to get some like additional reputation too. So there's a lot of different things going on with that. So I'm gonna do some of Nightwave, and then later when my pal Sheik is back from having dinner, we'll probably do a few Thermia Fractures, because I kind of want to document some of these events for people to see in the event that you're like me and you didn't get to experience a lot of them yourselves because you were on hiatus, you weren't home, all of that stuff. Like, life goes on with or without video games, but it's still nice to see what a certain event may have been like at one point or another. So, what do I have to do for achievements? I can kill some Eximus dudes. Yeah, I can kill some Eximus, I can get some rare mods. I gotta do animal captures, assassinates, energy murdering. Do I have anything that does energy damage that I've actually bothered to level? That's gonna be a question. I know I can use my operator's energy fart to do something very similar, but I don't think I have anything that can do that. My Volt Prime is barely leveled. I don't really have an electrical weapon to speak of. I guess that'll just have to be one that I don't bother with today. So in that case, I'm gonna go do like a random onslaught mission so that I can go get these Eximus things killed and you can kind of just see what it's like. It's really nothing especially crazy or interesting, but it exists and it's kind of nice because there's some nice rewards in there. Like you can get an umbral, what do they call those, formas, so that you can put an umbral slot into something. Just general ease of use things that make your life a little bit easier, as it would happen. And I haven't done anything with umbral mods yet, so that would be kind of cool. Oh, looks like I actually joined a group that's already underway. How nice. So the whole reason why I bring Sarin into Onslaught is probably the reason why 90% of people do, and that's pretty simple. You can press 4 and receive all of the bacon. We're probably not going to have to stay in here long, although I may end up doing a little bit of the higher-end Sanctuary Onslaught stuff, just because it gives me, like, better relics and fully charged ones at that. There we go. I'll just start farting on everybody, making sure to jump back in my operator form. So there were some things about Nightwave that I was kind of curious about, that I was thinking about a few minutes ago. And that is, I kind of assumed that Grineer just shot anybody within their organization that they considered a bit too much of a criminal. Just to say, there's a lot of evil Grineer, but the things that are high crimes is probably all very relative. Like, what one man's high crime is another person's rewarding behavior, so, as it were. So I would just kind of assume that most Grineer that are prisoners, they'd probably just shoot on the spot, but I guess they keep them, even though they can clone more. Probably because it's just some minor crime that they agree to serve out their time to retain their battle experience, maybe? Because that's one of the few things that you can't replace very easily with a cloning vat, per se. Although, there's also the lore of the Grineer Queens, who have been using the same Kuva Orican technology that the original Oricans were using to stay immortal forever, to stay alive in the time that the Tenno were sleeping, having one hell of a power nap. Yeah, so I have no idea. I think it's probably just an excuse to say, look, there's a thing going on, stop them, they're evil. They're evil! You wouldn't want to tangle with those mean sorts, would you, Mr. Chupacabra? Oh yeah, also, I guess I didn't show you guys the new frame that came out recently. So she basically just looks like the female version of the Rhino, where instead of being a big nasty tank that works off of armor, she's a big nasty tank that works off of shielding. So you can steal power from people's shields, you can get really powerful shields, your energy consumption restores your shields. Whether or not she's a powerhouse for damage, I have zero idea. We can purchase her right now if I really feel like it. But I'm debating if that's a gigantic waste of platinum or not. Usually it is for stuff like that, but who knows. Might be cool to see her before she becomes relevant, because I believe the boss that you have to kill, you have to do something with the current event before you can get to that. You have to seal enough of those fractures so that you can fight it. Because it's another one of those gigantic spider orb bosses. Whoa, what did I just have happen? Oh, I just fell into the void there, okay. Well, it happens, what are you gonna do? Did I kill all of the, exalted dudes? I'm going to assume maybe. And do like one or two more of these waves before we jump out of here. I also need to run to the void and get more stuff for Formas, but I'll do that probably off screen. That's probably not the super craziest thing that you guys have ever seen in your lives. It's just doing void fissure stuff until you get lucky. Yeah, I think I'm done the eczema stuff now. So that means I can go look for other ways to murder all the little Egyptians. Or however that word is pronounced. All the little children, the infested children. I don't know, I always kind of consider the infested to be like little adorable puppies that just are a little bit too mall happy. Like some dude who's a little bit too relaxed around grizzly bears. So, you know. It's really handy to have a flamethrower or anything that does massive amounts of cone damage when you go kill a bunch of infested. These are nice, the Amprix is nice. Is that the laser thing that, like, has arcing electricity? I think that's the Amprix. Amp something. One of those things that I've been meaning to level but never did kind of a deal. There we go. Well, we got a Lith relic, so that's nice. I'll do one more wave just for kicks. Yes, yes, Samaras, I understand. You want to watch my efficiency at work. Which is probably just a nice way of saying he just wants to see you do stuff to people while he watches. Watches part is probably just Oku. Everyone's favorite host migration. This happens to me a fair bit because I live in the woods, but what are you gonna really do? If it happens, it happens. All I can do is just hope that the new host, Forgy Corpse or whoever, doesn't suck. Nope, it's V38. Alright, well, so far so good. It doesn't look like my ping's too bad. I loathe when people leave that I've got a fantastic connection to, only to discover that the dude that is like next to host is got as bad at internet as mine. So everybody's lagging, not just like one or two people. I guess it can be entertaining at the same time. Like, some of the stuff that can happen when you're lagging really severely is pretty comical. Stuff teleporting through walls, looking like the Blair Witch is coming to chase you down and murder you. All these things and more could be yours if you just subscribe to our low price package of crappy internet. Which is more prevalent in the United States than you might think. In fact, a lot of where I live is pretty bad internet. Colorado, like even good internet is kind of, in parentheses, good only by comparison. The other thing that's worth noting about these onslaughts is that the whole kind of point that these also serve is they're a good way to farm focus if you don't want to go kill Eidolons or you don't have a team of people to do that. For this, every time you go into a new room, you get a new batch of the focus buff so you can collect more automatically. So you just spam all of your 4 abilities, get a bunch of focus, and then go on to the next wave. You can get thousands of focus, even if you're just playing single player in here, spamming your 4. Although I don't think you can really spam your abilities quite as much with the higher level onslaught. As I recall, before they changed like the requirements on what drops from that, they had it set up so that if you spammed like your 4 a lot, Samaras would get pissed and he'd disable your ability to do that. Oh wait, I was supposed to jump out of here, crap. Oh well, I'll jump out next time. In what, 2.5 minutes? Yeah, then I'll just not go through the portal. Remember, Larry, you're not trying to go the distance. You're not going for speed. There's no one all alone in that time of need. In fact, they'll be home quite shortly, so it'll be cool, and hugs will be had. So, that song doesn't quite... Oh, come on. Did that other guy leave? That's probably what happened. No big deal. I will just sit here and do the thing for a little bit, and then I too will be leaving, but I'm not the host. At least I hope I'm not being made the host. That would absolutely suck. Because for some reason, Warframe doesn't really have a system in place to see who's got the better ping when it's a random group, and I'll end up being the host, and then everybody but me lags, which, admittedly, really great for me, because I have almost no ping. or response to, like, using abilities, although some of them lag regardless. But rather, I'll be fine. Everyone else will just be screaming, what the heck is this host? Who the fuck is hosting? And I'll just be like, look, man, I'm no more happy about it than you. If I had some way to stop it, I would, because I like my internet going smooth, too. And not having to carry the whole thing, because I'm the only one not lagging. So there you have it. Everyone's favorite. The Interbutts. Oh, the infested will come out tomorrow, bringing lots of spores and sorrow, and a couple of tentacles. Just thinking about infecting and wandering around and eating flesh. I'm probably playing, like, backgammon. I feel like the infested would probably play a lot of backgammon. Was there a thingy back here? There is. Those are probably important. More important for the elite versions, that you don't fall behind in killing things fast enough to keep Samara's happy. In this one, you can literally just press 4 a couple of times and receive all the bacon. Like I'm doing right now. Yeah. Who's still alive? You're still alive. Not for long, though. I'm gonna see how much I can get up my spores, in fact. Because this is a really great place if you're a Sauron to actually get your spores really high. Where normally, your spores are pretty useless after they reworked Sauron. I feel like you can never get the numbers high enough without hitting 4 on lower level stuff. On higher level stuff, you just generally kind of feel useless.
Hurry, Hunter. The conduit is closing fast.
Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. You're alright, 4G. The hell your name is. 4G Corpse. How did I kill anything with magnetic damage? I don't even understand. Not that it matters. I have what I came for. Killing Eximus is a lot easier when you do it in Onslaught. Because they're provided for you free of charge. Wee wee wee. I'm so... Oh, excuse me. I'm surprised he stuck around as long as I did. I suppose the other thing I can do is I can showcase how the new melee system works, and I do need to go do a little bit of mining inside of Orb Vallis. So let's change my connection type to solo. And let's go to Orb Vallis. And I'll give you a brief preview of what we're going to be fighting a little later, and then I'm going to go and stab stuff in the face a bunch. Mostly the stabbing stuff in the face a bunch part. And then we'll end off by taking a look at the new Warframe and just chilling out. Yeah, that sounds like a plan. So you can do stuff like that now. And you don't really even need to switch to your sword to do things like combos and wind things up. All of it still works, it's just they changed it so that now you stab into things by hopping up into the air. And boy, this is just the best thing for getting around. Like, you can just jump up into the air and stab down in a really long distance, if it triggers. Sometimes it's a little easier said than done for this. Let's say I want to get all the way down a hill that usually detects that just fine, so I can go help my friend or pick them up. I can just jump up into the air, and I can use this to jump even farther than I normally would. I'm also curious where those data things are that you have to get in order to complete that other event. Because there's currently another event right now that you have to go around and scan data caches, but I have not seen them, and neither has my buddy Sheik, who plays this game a heck of a lot more than I do, and saw like a lot of this stuff already. So what do we got? Really not much. Not seeing anything that looks specifically fancy or anything. Ooh, hey, here's some more of those prisoners for Nightwave. Okay, this is part of why I came here. To go get these bad boys. Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when there comes for you, bad boys, bad boys. So yeah, you just go find the random prisoners that escaped with the wolf. I'd suspect that later you'll probably have to fight the wolf as like a boss to get some rewards. He'll drop something that's only attached to this event, and that'll be it. You're just going around collecting really dangerous prisoners before they go randomly stab the countryside.
A movable feast, an act of guts, and
So if I was an expensive data thing that I needed to scan for some unrelated event, either that has something to do with the new boss in this area, and it means we have to go kill him and I'm missing like a bunch of reputation to go do that, or something else entirely that I haven't even begun to answer. And I might just Google it after this so I can go look that up when I go hang out with my pal Shiki in a bit. It'll be one of those wake up Shiki Jean moments. Oh, what fun it's been. Might also be in one of these facilities that's being guarded by one of these spiders. What's this? Thermal sludge canister. Don't think I need that, but, you know, why not? It's free goodies. Who doesn't love free bacon? If you... Well, I guess people that aren't allowed to eat bacon for health or religious reasons, but, you know. So basically, these are the rifts that we need to pay attention to. They're just these giant geysers of thermal stuff, thermia, that spews out and is, I guess, going to make this area hotter and undo the efforts to terraform the region, so we have to seal them with coolant. And in order to seal them with coolant, we have to go all the way up north here and find the Orb Vallis spider, one of them, that goes around farming that stuff and mining it. And it's got a bunch of cooling robots that chill out next to it and do stuff. Because it's fancy or something. And later you get to kill that very same spider in order to get the new Warframe. I'm presuming you just farm its face off until you have all the drops like anything else. I'm uncertain if any of the new resources you get from the event are necessary, or if you just have to go, like, mine a whole load of stuff before you can craft it. Somewhere over hither, and yonder and yore, is the frickin' annoying-ass orb that wanders around. Here it is. And as you see, behind it, it's got these coolant minions that you can just go and shoot. And then you just get a little cooling thing from them, and then you can wander off and go destroy some of those vents. I will probably do that next time, because I need help for that. I'm not going to do it now. So let's abort this mission back to my orbiter, and let's go check out that new Warframe. I'm not going to buy it, even though I kind of feel like it, because I want to show that on film and all that jazz. So, new frame. Let's go to my arsenal of flavor and friendship. And she is right here. Hildren, who literally just looks like a big honking, like, female rhino that's gonna murder your face off. I have no idea what she does, but she looks really cool, and she's what you build off of that unit. Can I see what she does? Maybe I have to go to the store or the market over here. So, where is the new character? The Hilden Collection for 500. I'll pass. So what does she do? Abilities. Balefire. Charge and launch devastating bolts of fire. Shield Pillage. Pillage a percentage of shields and armor of nearby enemies to replenish your own and give overshields. Haven. Create a shield aura around allies. Enemies that approach shielded allies will take damage. Aegis Storm. Take to the skies and rain balefire or rocket stuff down. Get out of here, Ordis. I'm trying to read, you little butt. Blah, blah. Yes, bypassing faults. Go away. Take to the skies and rain balefire rockets down on the enemy. Nearby enemies are blasted into the air when they create energy orbs every few seconds. When shields run out on the enemies, they're smashed into the ground. And passive. Become invulnerable for a brief moment after shields are depleted. This ability is restored when your shield fully recharges. So that's kind of cool. Kind of a cool character. You can also get some weapons that you can purchase. This appears to be a giant Arcwing gun, which looks really cool. And then there's like a Sindana that goes with her, and she's got a giant pigtails helmet. Of course she does. Of course she does, Larry. What are you talking about? You crazy... Oh, yeah. Also, I have this now for my Limbo Prime. Limbo Prime has got... Well, just Limbo in general. Has a new deluxe skin, which I've already picked up. And it looks really flippin' nifty. Where is it? Limbo. 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 There it is. Look at him. He's a sentient. And he looks really freaking awesome. So I'm going to have to level him soon. Because I want to use that, like, immediately. So we're going to continue to explore the new changes to Warframe coming up and experience more of the event. Stay tuned. Until then, I've been your host, Larry. This has been Warframe. Have a good one, everybody, and toodles fruitles.